Today I'm here with my brother Kevin, and we are about to hike on a 3-day trip on the shoreline of Lake Huron in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, doing some snowshoeing, hot tent camping, and ice fishing, so come along, it should be fun. But it's not even supposed to snow right now, but it's snowing. Anyways, we have about 2 miles to hike back to our site, so let's get her done. Well, we hiked out to the bay here, but it is pretty much completely open water. Did not really expect that because I know the other bays around here are all frozen, so I assumed this one would be frozen too, but it is not. Anyways, I'm gonna see if I can hike out just a little bit to test the ice, and hopefully we'll be able to just set up like tip-ups or something, but I'm definitely not setting anything else up out there. But regardless, even if we don't get to go fishing, it's still a beautiful scenery and a great place to do a little hot tenting and cook up some good meals. Well, we hiked a good bit out there and started drilling a hole. We drove through about like 20 plus inches of ice just to reach sand. I think I killed the auger blades by drilling into sand. So we're not gonna ice fish, unfortunately, but that's all good. We got plenty of food to cook up, a cherry pie to make in the Dutch oven, and a lot of wood to get to chopping. So we have a lot of work cut out for ourselves. It's gonna be a fun trip regardless, so let's get after it. Well, we did a little bit of hiking without the gear just to find a spot, and we found this nice big flat open area. I think it's the perfect spot to set up our hot tent for the night. It was a little difficult getting those stakes in the frozen solid ground, but I think we're looking good. We piled up snow on the outside skirts here to block the wind from coming in and blowing all the heat out. So we're gonna set up the wood stove, and we gotta get to chopping some wood for the night. It should be good. I am absolutely starving. The sun is setting, we are running out of time, so it's time to get her done. And I bought these pipes that aren't the little rolly thing because I don't like the rolly thing. And this works a lot better. All right, we're on the hunt for wood. It is a little bit difficult to find some nice hardwood because this is primarily a pine forest, which are softwoods, which are not good to burn. They smoke a lot, not ideal for hot tents. So we're on the lookout for oak, maple, birch, aspen, and stuff like that. Got a nice solid dead aspen or birch, I don't really know. It's one of those two. I think this is the one we're gonna take down. There we go. All right. Ever since last winter, I was watching all these people from Canada do a bunch of snowshoeing and hot tent camping or just winter camping, and ever since last winter, I've been dreaming of doing one of these trips, and here we are today, 1 year later, making it happen. So super stoked to be out here, having a fun time. but it's time to start cutting up some wood for the hot tent. I'm exhausted. So I found a birch tree on the way here, and me and Kevin both stuffed our pockets with some birch bark because it is an absolute cheat code for a fire starter. Where you just take the birch, shave it down, get some of those little fibers. Kevin got this electric lighter. Look at this thing, it's like a Tesla. We're gonna see if it actually lights. There you go. All you gotta do is just keep on putting more birch bark on top and it'll all light. All right, before we continue with this video, we're gonna talk about today's video sponsor, which is Beavercraft. And now they have an amazing line of bushcraft knives, axes, hatchets, and anything else that you need in the wilderness. Now, this is the only knife that I bring out in the backcountry with me. It is an absolutely beautiful knife, and I use it to cut up all the food and anything that I need. And then especially for winter hot tent camping, when you need to split up a bunch of wood, this splitting axe right here is an absolute game changer. Slices through this wood like butter, no problem. My favorite axe, and it also looks really, really cool as well. So if you want any Beavercraft products, click the link in my description and get yourself a beautiful axe, knife, or anything you need today.
Man, now we're smoked out.
We were having quite the difficulty getting the fire going because apparently the tree we chopped down was not good. I was looking up about aspen and it says it's not really the best firewood. Maybe I should have looked at that before, but the source I looked at before said it was good, but apparently it's not good, but apparently it's good at the same time. I don't really know. But it's not burning really well. The only thing we're getting to burn are these dead branches that we're picking off trees. So unfortunately, we might have to go out there and try to find something that's dead and down maybe. That might be better. Like an oak or maple would be best, but I don't really see much of those anywhere in here. Anyways, it's about 9 o'clock and we could barely get this fire going. So it's getting late, I'm getting hungry, but we need wood. So you gotta do what you gotta do. So we tried 2 different types of wood and they're all having the same sort of problem. So I think the wood just might be really wet from sitting in the snow for so long. So we might just have to dry it out before. We're gonna start a fire outside and then see if we can get a fire roaring outside and then dry a bunch of wood off out there and then bring it in here to hopefully have some dry wood for the hot tent. But like I said, we used 3 different types of wood and it's all doing the same thing. So I'm not too sure if it's the wood. I don't really know.
What's going on, Bass Bros? I'm gonna get you guys on something. When you can't start a fire, because all the wood is wet and everything is freezing, so you can't cook your food, get yourself a bag of frozen pierogies. They're delicious.
But we're cooking up the potatoes out here. We're gonna make some steak potatoes and onions. And then we were supposed to make a cherry pie, but I don't think that's happening tonight either. We're having fun, regardless. We got our big stew of steak and potatoes. We have food. It doesn't honestly look that appetizing, but it's food and I am absolutely starving. We have not ate anything since we each ate 3 donuts at noon. And it is currently 11:13. I know I said in the intro that we're gonna be out here for 3 days and 2 nights. No, we are not. We are going to take off tomorrow morning, reset, and try something new, which you guys will see that in the next video. So you might as well subscribe so you don't miss that. Hopefully it goes better than this trip. Steak and potatoes, here we go. Potatoes, nice. Steak, a little tough. But overall, it's the best dang food I ever ate in my life because I'm so hungry. Thoughts on your first hot tent trip / backcountry trip of all time?
It has to be one of the most fun and cool experiences I have ever had. I mean, I don't understand how somebody wouldn't enjoy doing this.
Now you can say your real answer.
Somebody help me! No, it's actually fun. It's tough, you know, but It's all part of the experience. It's cool. They're learning from it, and we'll be better in the future.
I don't really know how this stove is working right now and the wood is actually catching, but I'm not upset about it. It's getting nice and toasty in here. I feel great. My toes are warming up. We're boiling some water for some hot cocoa. So things are starting to maybe turn around here. All right, I just want to come in here and say this because I think it's a good learning experience from this trip and that I can share with you guys to maybe you won't make the same mistake as I did. I don't think it had anything to do with the wood being too wet or the type of wood that it was, although hardwoods are still definitely better, don't get me wrong, but I don't think there was anything wrong with this tree. Like I said, it was too wet or something. I just think it was I was using too big of logs for the small stove that I have because the smaller sections that I cut down a little bit more were actually burning and the smaller sticks of other types of wood that we are putting in the stove actually burned, and that's why it's working overnight, is because we downsized the sizes of the log. So I don't really think it was an issue of the type of wood and or the wood being wet. I just think it was not processing the wood down enough to a smaller size, if that makes sense, because it worked the rest of this night and into the morning, as you'll see. So I just wanted to throw that out there as sort of a learning experience that I think was the cause of us not being able to keep a fire going in that stove, is too big of logs. Got some warm water, making some hot cocoa. This is gonna probably make everything feel a little bit better. The wood stove likes to burn, then it doesn't like to burn. I don't really know what it wants to do, but it feels dang good to lay down right about now. I have a -20 sleeping bag, so I think I'll be fine. It's only gonna be a low of, what is the low tonight? I don't even know. Low of 9 degrees Fahrenheit tonight. So we should be fine. Oh yeah. That hits the spot, dude. Woo! It's getting toasted in here from the stove. I'm just exhausted. Catch you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. The view out here today is absolutely amazing at sunrise. It's so beautiful. Despite all the troubles we had yesterday, just seeing this stuff kind of makes it all worth it. And we have a fire going this morning, so we're looking good. Time to cook up some pancakes and, of course, some coffee. How was your night last night?
Whew. To be honest with you, I slept great. We went to bed around 10, 11 after we finished making that pie. It was absolutely delicious. I slept all the way up until around 8:30. Got to watch a beautiful sunrise. It was perfect, you know, exactly as planned.
All right, now what really happened?
I couldn't sleep for more than a few hours at a time without waking up, shivering. Oddly enough, though, like my hands and feet weren't cold. It was just whatever was not facing down got cold. So I just kept rotating to try to keep myself warm. But I got pancakes now, so it's good stuff. But it has been fun.
It's been an experience, to say the least. Stir stick. Well, we just packed down the tent, packed everything up into our sleds, and it is about time to end our trip here. The trip did not go as we had hoped. But how was your experience, your first hot tent and backcountry stuff? What would you rate out of a 10?
I think I gotta give it a 10, you know. Especially this morning, we got the wood burning. You know, I think we were just a little chaotic last night. Couldn't figure out what exactly would work best. But despite that, you know, we were able to stay relatively warm. Get a decent amount of sleep and figured some things out. That's really all you can do. So
we ate some good food. We made it work. Just it's all about learning experiences. But this is a beautiful view out here on the bay, and we're about to head over to another bay that is frozen and hopefully fish for some lake trout and splake. So stay tuned for the next video. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that one. And if you enjoyed this one, be sure to leave that thumbs up. And as always, folks, fish with passion.
Can somebody come and save me? I just wanna know.